Hi everyone, welcome to the webinar and workshop series conducted by TCS in lieu of the upcoming MCS exams happening in February 2025. My name is Nick and I'm one of the lead tutors and evaluators for MCS at TCS. So let's look at the session outcomes. In the first part of today's session, I'm going to conduct a Preseen analysis, and part of this Preseen analysis, I will also talk about what you need to get right when including Preseen information within your answers. I will explain the way in which you are supposed to do this with the intention of improving the quality of your answers. And I will be also conducting an industry analysis based on the industry analysis slides which we have prepared for you. And then I will also take you through a certain part of your Preseen document. I don't have time to take you through the entire Preseen document. Instead, I'm going to direct your attention towards the internal dynamics of your chosen company, which is Shinyglas. So let me remind you of the upcoming webinars and workshops which we have scheduled for you. These webinars and workshops are conducted free of charge. So make use of these free resources on offer, which is the best way to get in touch with us on a weekly basis and keep track of your performance. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can get them addressed once you attend these weekly webinars and workshops which are conducted live. So next Saturday, on the 4th of January at the same time, I will be conducting the third webinar, which is the most important webinar out of the 4 webinars which we have scheduled. And in the third webinar, I will be teaching you answering and time management techniques, which are crucial to ensure a pass at your upcoming exam. So you need to stick to a certain methodology when developing your answers, when structuring your answers. And if you stick to this methodology, you are in a position to effectively manage your time as well. And after teaching you these techniques, both answering and time management techniques, I will also take you through one of the mock exams which we have developed for you. And whilst taking you through the answer, I will explain how to implement these answering and time management techniques in a practical sense. So make sure to attend the third webinar without fail. And the fourth webinar, exam prep, is happening on the 11th of Jan. And at the fourth webinar, I will share some tips with you to ensure that you improve your level of confidence, because as per the CIMA examiner, if you believe in yourself, if you're confident about your skill set, you are well poised to pass your MCS exam. And on top of that, via the same webinar, I will share some tips which will help you to overcome stressful situations, or I will share knowledge pertaining to how to manage stress, especially when attempting your mock exams. Because if you practice these stress management techniques, whenever you are exposed to stress when attempting our mock exams, then at the real exam, you will comfortably manage stressful situations. So that's happening at the fourth webinar. And once we are done with the 4 webinars, we are opening or kickstarting the workshop series. And in each workshop, I will be taking you through a question and an answer taken from our mock exams concerning your F2, P2, and E2 syllabi, so that you gain a good understanding of how each pillar or syllabus element is tested at your exam. And at each of these workshops, I will be opening up for Q&A. So according to our study plan, when we kickstart our workshop series and when you start attending these workshops, you should at least be done with 2 mock exams. So definitely you will have questions, and I will be myself as well as Jared will be there to address all your questions and concerns via these workshops. And the final workshop, which happens 2 or 3 days before your exam, I will be sharing last minute tips with you to make sure that you walk into your exam with a positive mindset, believing in your skill set. If so, you will pass your MCS exam comfortably. So attend these weekly webinars and keep tabs about your performance on a weekly basis. And if you have any questions or concerns, get them addressed at each of these webinars and workshops. All right, so let's try to figure out what you need to get right when it comes to bringing in information from the Preseen when developing your answers. What is the right approach with regards to Preseen application? First things first, you need to gain a good understanding of the key information which is presented via your Preseen document. So this is not easy. You cannot evaluate or analyze the Preseen document on your own. Instead, your life becomes easy. You will easily be in a position to remember key information if you get your hands on the annotated Preseen which we have developed for you. So you will see what this annotated Preseen looks like in a little while, because based on it, I'm going to conduct the Preseen analysis session. So on top of the annotated Preseen, we have also gone a step further, and we will be sharing a Preseen mind map with you. And on a daily basis, if you go through this Preseen mind map, you will constantly keep reminding yourself about the most important points which are highlighted within your Preseen document. So after we are done with this webinar, as a thank you gift for attending this webinar, I will be sharing this Preseen mind map with you. So on a daily basis, go through it so that you constantly are reminded about what's highlighted, the most important points which appear within your Preseen document. So you need to know your key information. And on top of that, you need to know your numbers. So that's exactly why you need to know the ratios. Again, you need not compute these ratios. You need not conduct your financial evaluations on your own. We have done it for you. Simply go through our financial analysis slides, because you will see what our financial analysis slides look like in a little while. So we have evaluated each financial statement, and on top of that, at the very end of our financial analysis slides, we have also conducted a ratio analysis considering your company and its closest competitor, because within your Preseen financial statements of your chosen company, which is Shinyglas, and its closest competitor appear. So considering both these financial statements, we have conducted a ratio analysis. So once you have gone through this set of slides, you will easily understand where we stand as a company and whether there are any issues within our company in a financial sense. And you have to be prepared for possible scenarios, yet you have to be open-minded. So when conducting your preparations, when attempting the mock exams, you will gain a good understanding of the type of scenarios which can be thrown at you, the type of syllabus elements which can be tested. However, when going through these mock exams and our study material, your objective should be to understand the logic behind each mock exam, understand the logic behind each answer which is developed for the 6 mock exams which we have prepared for you. Because there's absolutely no point of you trying to memorize answers, because as I mentioned in the first webinar, which was conducted last week, I mentioned the fact that 50% of weightage is provided towards testing your theoretical knowledge, and 50% of weightage is provided towards testing your application skills. So your exam is not about parroting or replicating highly theoretical answers. Instead, you should focus on working on your application skills. When developing your answers, you need to consider the information at hand. You need to consider the information which appears within your Preseen, and with the intention of conducting high quality evaluations, and with the intention of providing the best type of recommendations, you need to utilize your theoretical knowledge. So that's why I'm saying you not to predict and predict the type of scenarios which can be thrown at you. I'm not asking you to memorize answers. Your job should be to, when attempting each mock exam and when conducting your revision focused on each mock exam, your job should be to understand the logic behind each answer. If you do so, then you can face any question which is thrown at you at your real examination. So you have to be open-minded, because as a finance manager, you are supposed to play the role of a finance manager. As a finance manager, you will never know the type of issues your company is going to face. You will never know the type of issues, type of opportunities the company is trying to exploit. So in order to provide the best type of evaluations and recommendations, you have to be open-minded at all times. So when conducting your preparations, try to understand the logic behind each answer provided for the 6 mock exams. Don't try to memorize anything. And always remember that the scenario presented at your exam carries the latest information. So via your Preseen document, the examiner gives you a glimpse into the history or the past of your chosen company. So the examiner talks about the industry dynamics, talking about what has happened in the past, The examiner also talks about the internal dynamics of your chosen company, again talking about what the company is into and what the company has experienced in the past. And the financial statements paint us a picture about what has happened in the past within your chosen organization. However, at the exam, each scenario will include additional information or new information, not additional information, rather new information, which highlights a certain issue faced by the company at the present, or some type of an opportunity the company is trying to exploit at the moment. So that is exactly why you have to be open-minded. You cannot predict the type of scenarios which can be thrown at you at your exam. If you are open-minded, then you are in a position to develop answers which are totally aligned with the scenario's information. So your job as a finance manager is to have a good understanding of what happens within your industry, what happens within your company, what appears within your financial statements, and at the same time, you have to consider the fresh information provided via each scenario when developing your answers. So you will gain a better understanding of all these elements when you start attempting the mock exams. And once you have attended the third webinar, which is happening next week, you will understand what I am talking about in a proper manner. And when it comes to referring to Preseen information within your answers, what are you expected to do? You are supposed to refer or cite Preseen information in such a way that it adds value to your answer. So there's absolutely no point of simply bringing in Preseen information with the intention of showing to the examiner that you have gone through the Preseen. Instead, whenever you are bringing in Preseen info, you need to do that with the intention of adding value to your answers. So when dealing with students, when going through answer scripts of students, I've seen students doing this mistake. In the first paragraph itself, most individuals would say, we are in the business of double glazing windows and doors. So who are you reporting to? You are reporting to the senior finance manager. And is the senior finance manager unaware of what we are doing at the moment? That is not the case. The senior finance manager, just like you, is already aware of the fact that Shinyglas, our company, is into manufacturing double glazed windows and doors. So there's absolutely no point of you trying to reiterate such information to your boss when your senior finance manager is already aware of such information, because both of you are working within the same company. You need not remind your boss about what we are doing at the moment. So there's absolutely no point of overloading your responses by bringing in irrelevant Preseen information. Instead, whenever you are bringing in Preseen information, you need to think about whether you are adding value to your answer or whether you are, increasing the weight of your arguments. So you will gain a better understanding of how to get these things done in an appropriate and a practical manner by attending the third webinar, Answering Technique, which is happening next week. I will teach you how to do this in a practical sense. And also, you are in a position to gain a good understanding of how to bring in Preseen info with the intention of adding value to your answer by referring to the suggested answers, which we have developed focused on the 6 mock exams and their answer plans. And also, you are in a position to gain a good understanding of, referring to Preseen info when developing answers by watching our master classes, which are developed focused on from mocks 2 to 6. And these can be accessed via the paid content via our website. Okay, so that's what you need to focus on when it comes to bringing in Preseen info when developing your answers. Okay, then how should you approach E2, F2, and P2 syllabus content? You have to be prepared for application of theories and concepts. As I mentioned earlier, 50% weightage is provided towards theory and 50% weightage is provided towards application. So in order to come up with the highest quality answers, you definitely need to utilize your theoretical knowledge. So when conducting your preparations, it is a must that you are conversant with how each syllabus element is tested at the exam. You are not supposed to skip any topic. I've seen students, trying to skip topics, especially since certain topics which appear within the P2 and F2 syllabi seems to be hard. So because of that, there's a tendency within students to avoid certain syllabus elements when conducting preparations. However, if a question appears at your real exam concerning an element, a syllabus element which you actually avoided, then you will end up losing a lot of marks. And when you know for a fact that you haven't gone through, or you are not prepared to face such a question, or you hadn't gone through a syllabus element, then you will panic. Panic leads to brain freeze. And when you are exposed to brain freeze, you can't think something, nothing comes into your head. And this leads to extreme levels of stress. And because of that, you will end up failing the MCS exam. So you are not supposed to test your luck at this examination. This is a tough exam. So because of that, it's a must that you are conversant with how each syllabus area is tested at your examination. So with that in mind, you have to attempt 6 mock exams, because if you are planning to attempt just 2 or 3 mocks, you are not in a position to gain an understanding of how each syllabus element is tested at the exam. So if you want to cover the entire syllabus, then you have to attempt the 6 mock exams which we have developed for you. So that's the best way to prepare for the application of theories and concepts. And on top of that, you have to prepare for interpretation of figures and numbers, because at this examination, you are not supposed to do major calculations. You might have to rework a gearing ratio. Other than that, you are not supposed to do any calculations. All the facts and figures will be provided to you. For instance, investment appraisal is tested at this exam. However, you are not supposed to do up payback calculations or net present value calculations or IRR calculations. All these facts and figures will be presented as part of the reference material. Your job is to interpret the facts and figures which appear within each reference material. And do not rely on predictions, because any area can be tested. So when you rely on predictions, there's a tendency for you to leave out certain syllabus elements when conducting your preparations. That's a foolish thing to do. Instead, it's best that you are conversant with the entire syllabus, so that at the exam, you are in a position to successfully address any type of scenario or question which is thrown at you. So that should be your study plan for E2, F2, and P2 syllabus elements. Okay, so before we move on to the industry and Preseen analysis, let me quickly mention what we offer at TCS. So I'm on the MCS page of our website. Click on the check free content button if you are to if you are yet to check the free content. So once you have clicked on this button and created a free user account, this button will read as access dashboard. Once you click on it, go to my courses, and in front of MCS free, there's an access content button. Click on it, and via the videos tab, you'd gain access to the recorded versions of the webinars and workshops which we conduct on a weekly basis. You will also gain access to free study material, the answer plan of mock number 1, and the Preseen mind map. I will share this Preseen mind map via the WhatsApp group as well after this webinar. You will also gain access to the free mock exam, its questions and answers. And via the exams tab, by clicking on mock 1, you have the opportunity of attempting mock number 1 under exam conditions via our exam platform. However, don't attempt the mock exam as yet, because you are supposed to wait until you learn answering and time management techniques, which I'm going to cover in next week's webinar. Once you have learned these techniques, put your knowledge into test. Test your capabilities by attempting the free mock exam via our exam platform. This is a full 3-hour mock exam, which is exam standard and Preseen specific. Try to figure out whether you are capable of implementing answering and time management techniques as per the guidance which I'm going to provide at next week's webinar. So don't attempt the mock exam right now. Wait until we are done with webinar 3. Okay, so you would gain access to all this free content once you have clicked on this button and created a free user account. And if you are interested in investing on our paid content, click on this button and check our sample material. And if you are yet to join our MCS WhatsApp group, click on this button and join it. Via this group, you will gain access to hordes of free content. And at the same time, if you have any questions or concerns, you can raise them. And myself and Jared are always there to help you overcome your issues. Okay, then mentioning about what we offer at TCS, we offer two main packages, the value pack and the premium pack. Talking about the value pack, this is designed for students who have completed their objective test examinations or OTQ exams. So if you have completed your OTQs, you are already conversant with all syllabus elements. You simply need to work on improving your application skills when conducting your preparations. So focused on you, we have developed a set of study resources. Via the value pack, you'd gain access to the recordings of all webinars and workshops which we conduct on a weekly basis. You will gain access to 6 mock exams. On top of the free mock exam, you will also gain access to 5 additional mock exams which are intended to cover all syllabus elements. These are exam standard and Preseen specific mock exams. You will also gain access to Preseen analysis videos. You will see the content of our, you will get an experience of the content of our Preseen analysis videos in a little while, because I will be conducting a Preseen analysis shortly. So then you'd understand how we conduct our Preseen analysis videos, Preseen analysis sessions rather. You'd also gain access to the annotated Preseen. You will see what the annotated Preseen looks like in a little while. This is the best way to understand what appears within your Preseen document. You will also gain access to the industry analysis and financial analysis slides. In a little while, I will also take you through the industry analysis slides. However, let me quickly show you the financial analysis slides and take you through its content. So as you can see, we have evaluated each financial statement which appears at the very end of your Preseen document. Although we have evaluated each financial statement in depth, we have kept things simple to make sure that you gain a good understanding of what appears within each financial statement easily. The same could be said about the statement of financial position. And at the very end, we have conducted a ratio analysis concerning your company, Shinyglas, and its closest competitor. Again, we have kept things simple so that you can easily understand about what appears within each financial statement, not just in your own company, but we have also considered the financial statements of your closest competitor. So these are the type of resources you'd gain access to under the value pack. You'd also gain access to the top 10 likely show slides, which indicate the most probable syllabus elements or scenarios which can be tested at the exam. You'd also gain access to a case study familiarization kit. Once you go through this document, within 10 to 15 minutes, you are in a position to gain an in-depth understanding about the technicalities behind your MCS exam. You will also gain access to a tutor-managed live chat and OTQ revision cards. So as I mentioned earlier, the value pack is intended for those who have already learned theory. So once you have attempted a mock exam, when conducting your revision, you will, once you have attempted a mock exam, you will definitely, understand the fact that you had forgotten certain syllabus elements, or you didn't do a good job when attempting certain subtasks. Whenever you feel this way, after attempting the mock exam, rather than going through your old notes or your study texts, simply go through our revision cards so that in a jiffy, you are in a position to brush up your theoretical knowledge. So the value pack is priced at £249. And talking about the premium pack, this is designed for those who are coming through the exemption routes and for those who have failed the MCS exam previously. So both these sets of students have the same problem. They are in gaps in theory knowledge and issues with application. So with the intention of teaching you theory concerning all syllabus elements, and at the same time teaching you how to improve your application skills, we have developed an additional set of resources on top of what appears under the value pack. So if you opt for the premium pack, In addition to what appears under the value pack, you will also gain access to the online mock exam platform on which you can attempt all 6 mock exams under exam conditions. This is the best way to master your answering, time management, and stress management techniques. And we have upgraded our mock exam platform so that it is an exact replica of the Pearson VUE system on which you will attempt your real exam. So when attempting our 6 mock exams, you can attempt each in real exam conditions, which is the best way to master your answering, time management, and stress management techniques. You will also receive one-on-one tutor feedback on the last 3 mock exams, namely mocks 4, 5, and 6. Let me quickly show you the type of feedback we offer at TCS. So as you can see, we have evaluated each and every paragraph, each and every point. And if there is a shortcoming, we have highlighted the necessary shortcoming. And at the same time, we have highlighted how to overcome this shortcoming. So you can see throughout this answer script, the type of feedback which we have offered. And at the very end of the answer script, we have provided mark allocations on a subtask by subtask basis. We have also indicated a success rate. And by looking at the success rate, you are in a position to understand the subtasks in which your performance was substandard. So after receiving tutor feedback, your job is to redevelop answer plans. So when it comes to redeveloping answer plans, rather than redeveloping answer plans concerning the entire mock exam, you are simply supposed to focus your attention towards the subtasks which are highlighted in yellow. So by doing this, you are focusing your attention towards overcoming your shortcomings. That's the best type of revision you have to be involved with, given the fact that you simply have to go through all mock exams and conduct your revision within just 7 weeks. All right, so that's the type of feedback you'd receive if you opt for the premium pack. And you'd also gain access to the answer plans of all mock exams. So this is what an answer plan looks like. So we have, usually you'd gain access to the mock exams and the suggested answers. However, we have taken a step further. We have eased your preparation process by developing answer plans. So these answer plans make your life easy when it comes to conducting your revision, when it comes to understanding the logic behind each answer, when it comes to understanding the structure of each answer. You'd easily learn how to bring in relevant theoretical element with the intention of providing the best type of recommendations or conducting high quality evaluations. And at the same time, you will understand how to bring in relevant Preseen info easily when you go through this set of answer plans which we have developed for all 6 mock exams. And on top of that, as per our study plan, you are supposed to conduct your revision focused on the 6 mocks which we have developed. So after attempting each mock exam, you are supposed to redevelop answer plans. Once you have redeveloped answer plans, simply compare your fresh answer plans to the answer plans which we provide at TCS to further improve the quality of your answers. So you need not go through pages and pages of suggested answers and try to understand the logic behind the answer or how to structure the answer. You can simply gain a good understanding, helicopter perspective of the content behind each suggested answer by referring to this set of answer plans. All right. And you'd also gain access to 20 master classes via the premium pack. We have developed these master classes focused on mocks 2 to 6. In each mock exam, there are 4 tasks, just like in your real examination. So 4 tasks into 5 mocks come up to 20 tasks in total. So in focused on each task which appears within our mock exams, we have developed master classes. And the objective of developing these master classes is threefold. Objective number 1 is to take you through the logic of each answer. Objective 2 is to teach you the relevant theoretical concepts which are covered within each mock exam. Objective 3 is to teach you application skills. So if you're coming through an exemption route or if you had failed previously, you need to significantly improve your theoretical knowledge and application skills. And you can achieve both these elements simply by watching these master classes. So you need not waste time to learn theory on your own or to improve application on your own. Simply by watching these master classes, you can significantly improve your application skills and at the same time gain a good understanding of all syllabus elements which can be tested at your exam. So once you have access to all these study resources, you will pass for sure, hence the pass guarantee. So if you invest on the premium package and end up failing, you will gain access to the premium content in your subsequent sitting free of charge. However, in order to claim the pass guarantee, you have to complete these 3 requirements. You have to complete all 6 mock exams. If you attempt just 2 or 3 mocks, you cannot claim the pass guarantee. Why is this the case? Because by attempting just 2 or 3 mocks, you are not in a position to gain an understanding of how each syllabus area can be tested at the exam. So in order to be fully prepared, you have to attempt all 6 mock exams. And when attempting mock exams, you have to do it on your own without referring to the suggested answers, answer plans, or master classes. We have come up with this methodology with the intention of ensuring that you really understand your shortcomings. So without knowing the answers when you attempt a mock exam, you are supposed to try your best and come up with your arguments. You are supposed to come up with justified arguments as much as possible in accordance to your capabilities. And once you go through the master classes, you will learn what you should have achieved. And then this is the best way to understand if there are any knowledge gaps and issues with application when you attempt the mock exam on your own, and then you understand how to structure the answers properly by watching the master classes. So stick to this process in order to achieve a first-time pass, and you have to meet the performance criteria of 40% or higher focused on the last 3 mock exams. We have come up with this performance criteria to make sure that you do a serious job when attempting the last 3 mock exams, especially since you are receiving tutor feedback for these last 3 mocks. So once you have completed all these requirements, you will pass for sure. That is why we are providing a pass guarantee under the premium pack. So the premium pack is priced at £799, which can be paid in 2 installments of £399 each, or you can opt to pay in full and save £100. If so, the price is just £699. You can click on either of these buttons and invest on your preferred study process. Okay, so let me quickly take you to the MCS study plan, which can be accessed via our website itself. So according to the study plan, we are in week number 2. And within this week, you are supposed to focus your attention towards your Preseen document. So once we are done with this webinar, maybe tomorrow or day after, watch the Preseen analysis videos. There are 4 videos in total. Watch them. Then you will gain an in-depth insight about the industry dynamics, internal dynamics, and the financial situation of your chosen company. Then once you have gained an understanding about these elements, refer to the annotated Preseen on your own, thereby revising your knowledge, and refer to the industry and financial analysis slides on your own as well. So the weekly study hours allocated is 8 hours. So don't wait until the next week. Start your preparations right now. Complete your preparations focused on the Preseen. Complete everything within this week so that from next week onwards, you can focus your attention towards attempting the weekly mock exams and focused on the same mock exams, conduct your revision. All right. So that's what we offer at TCS. Having said that, let's move on to the industry and Preseen analysis session. All right, so I'm going to take you through, I'm not going to take you through these set of slides which are taken from our industry analysis slides. I'm going to take you through them partially, highlighting the most important elements due to time constraints. All right, so let's look at what your industry is about or how it is defined. We are, Shinyglas operates within this industry, which consists of a number of players which are into manufacturing double glazed windows and doors. So what is double glazing? So double glazing is a situation where these manufacturing firms manufacture double glazed windows and doors, which consist of 2 panes of glass with a sealed space between them, and this space is filled with air or a certain type of gas. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. So there are 2 panes of windows or 2 panes of glass rather, which are held together by a frame, and different types of material are used to manufacture this frame. Certain players use wood, certain players use PVC or aluminium, when manufacturing this frame, and this frame will hold 2 panes of glass, and there is a void in between these 2 panes of glass, and this void is filled with simply air or some special type of gas. All right, so this is what double glazing is all about. So these players in this industry, they manufacture double glazed windows and doors, which consist of 2 panes of glass with a sealed space between them, and the sealed space is filled with air or gas. And this type of product offering is popular due to heat retention within buildings, especially in Europe during winter periods. You need to, it's best that you retain heat within your home, or else you'd have to spend a lot of money on heating related costs. So with the intention of reducing heating costs, most consumers within Europe go for double glazing, which helps with heat retention. And when heating costs are saved, carbon emissions will decrease significantly. Most European countries operate with carbon reduction goals. So most governments within these countries are pushing its population towards double glazing. And double glazed windows and doors are robust and safer than a single glazed window or a single pane window or door. And since there is a void between the two glass panels, when you go for double glazing, this acts as an effective sound barrier, and most urban consumers prefer double glazing because it impacts it is an effective sound barrier, and at the same time they are in a position to significantly reduce their heating costs, thereby reducing their carbon emissions as well. So that is your market, and within your market there are several different players. There are window and door fabricators, or simply put, window or door manufacturers, and we are one of them. And these are the makers of ready to install doors and windows. And when manufacturing these windows and doors, definitely these players have to consider the needs of customers, because the windows and doors should be designed in accordance to customer specifications. And there are sealed unit manufacturers as well, who are a set of suppliers within this industry, and these players supply the double glazed glasses. So the window and door fabricators are not into manufacturing the sealed units or the double glazed glasses. Instead, they purchase double glazed glasses from third parties. And there are installers as well, because without the installers, this industry cannot function. And these are the subcontractors who would carry out installation. So a separate set of individuals will manufacture the double glazed glasses. A separate set of individuals or companies will put these glasses together and manufacture windows and doors. And a separate set of stakeholders are involved with installing these windows and doors within customer premises. And there are a set of repairers as well, who are, or these are entities or companies which are specialized in carrying out repairing and maintenance services focused on these double glazed windows and doors, because these windows and doors are intended to be used for a long period of time. And due to quality defects and whatnot, these sealed units might crack. If that is the case, these sealed units should be, or the glass panes should be replaced, or if there are any other type of defect, these things should be fixed by repairers. So these are the type of major players who operate within this industry and who generate their revenues by operating within this industry. And let's try to understand the trends which impact this industry. There's a high level of prominence provided towards achieving energy efficiency and sustainability, especially given the fact that there's a lot of regulation imposed on this industry by local governments. And there's a demand for energy efficient windows, and the demand for it is rising due to stricter regulations, because as I mentioned earlier, most European economies are trying to achieve carbon reduction goals. So with this in mind, governments are pushing their population to opt for a lesser amount of carbon emissions within homes. So most consumers, due to the governments pushing them to achieve better energy efficiency and sustainability, most consumers opt for double glazing within their homes as well as business premises. And there's a rising demand for smart glasses and connected homes as well, because smart homes is a thing in this day and age. So along with it, most consumers who opt for smart housing solutions opt for smart glasses, which carry self-cleaning abilities and automated shading capabilities. And there's a demand for acoustic insulation, especially in urban settings, because you are living close to a road. So because of that, there's a lot of noise. And in order to cut out this noise, the best way to achieve this objective is to go for double glazing. And there's a lot of customization, and customers look at the aesthetics or the look and feel of double glazed windows and doors on offer. So because of that, there's a lot of bespoke services on offer within this industry. So at all times, when dealing with B2C business relationships, or when dealing with individual customers, these players within this industry or manufacturers of double glazed windows and doors try to consider the needs of customers, the colors which are requested by customers, the designs which are requested by customers. So there's a lot of customization within this industry. And there's a digital transformation which is occurring within this industry. In the good olden days, salespeople used to visit customer premises, and according to the needs of customers, they used to recommend double glazed windows and doors, the designs, the sizes and whatnot. However, in this day and age, most players had opted towards developing their own virtual showrooms and including them within their websites, so that customers, especially dealing with individual customers, individual customers can easily go visit the websites and see how these windows and doors will look within their own premises. So there's a lot of demand for virtual showrooms within this industry. And when dealing with B2B clients, such as construction firms, there's a lot of systems used in this day and age which are related to project management, because we have to fall in line with the needs of these construction firms. We have to meet project timelines, the quality timeline, quality related standards and whatnot. And the best way to keep track of all these things is to rely on project management tools or software. So there's a lot of use of digital elements or digital transformation occurring within this industry. And there's a rising demand for sustainable material being used when manufacturing double glazed windows and doors, because when manufacturing window panes, there's a lot of carbon emissions involved. So younger customers are always looking for companies which are offering sustainable solutions. So most companies, window or glass pane manufacturers are trying to spend a lot of money on innovation to find better and innovative ways of manufacturing glass, at the same time reducing their carbon emissions. Also, there's a lot of recyclable material used when manufacturing the window panes or the window panes or the frames on which these two glass panels are held. Okay, so these are the type of things happening within this industry, and based on these industry trends, scenarios will be tested at your real exam. So that's what this industry is all about. So the industry is going through some type of change, and let's try to understand what your company is up to. So I'm going to take you through the annotated preseen concerning the internal dynamics of your chosen company. So as you know, this time's preseen is focused on a company which is known as Shinyglas, which was founded in 1962, which indicates that we have been in existence for the past 6 decades, which is a strength of our company, because since we have operated within this market for a long period of time, we are well known to customers, which will impact our sales in a positive manner. We can easily drive sales when customers know our brand. And we always focus on product quality and customer service. So this is highlighted within our business model as well. I'm not going to take you through the business model because I've already covered this element within the third Preseen analysis session, which appear under the paid content. So go watch this set of videos to gain an in-depth understanding of what appears within our business model. So in a nutshell, as per our business model, we are hell-bent on achieving utmost levels of quality and at the same time offering the highest amount of customer service. Why customer service? Because our products are used for a long period of time. So if there is a defect or if the customer wants to change something, then definitely we should be ready to offer the best type of customer service out there. So we are hell-bent on offering quality and at the same time providing the best type of customer service. And we are ranked best in the value for money category, although our prices are a bit expensive than the competitors. This is quite normal because we are well known for quality. So it's quite normal for an established player which is offering the utmost levels of quality to charge a higher price relative to competitors. And on top of that, you need to understand what value for money is. Value for money is a situation where we offer high quality products at a low price. How can a company achieve such a situation? A company can achieve value for money by getting rid of unnecessary or unwanted non-value adding activities. All right. So by getting rid of non-value adding activities, a company can achieve two things. By getting rid of non-value adding activities, we are getting rid of unnecessary costs, and the advantages, these cost advantages, can be passed down to our end customers via reduced prices. So by getting rid of unnecessary costs, we are in a position to competitively price our products. And at the same time, by getting rid of unnecessary costs or non-value adding activities, we are getting rid of quality issues within our production operations. So when we get rid of quality issues, our quality invariably increases. So we are in a position to offer high quality products at a lesser price. That is why we are well known for, or we are ranked best in terms of offering value for money to our customers. And we are spending a lot of money on advertising. We rely on traditional advertising means. So I'm going to talk about these things in a little while. And there's a strong level of brand awareness, especially given the fact that we are the largest player within this industry, within our country. And we spend a lot of money on new product development, which is good for our future, because whenever sales stagnate, it's best that we listen to our customers and try to innovate something, do something new, and thereby trying to fall in line with the needs of customers. And we are hell-bent on innovation, so that is aligned with our initiatives which are focused on product development. And demand stagnated by the 2000s. However, we were still successful. We were still able to achieve additional revenues because we started focusing on B2B relationships, thereby started working with construction firms within our country. So this indicates the fact that our senior management team is doing their job properly, because whenever sales stagnate, the best option is to look for additional customers or new set of customers. That's exactly what we have achieved since the 2000s. And then let's try to understand what happens within our market. We are operating within a country which is known as Templand, which is a developed economy, which is good for us, which exposes us to opportunities. Our consumers are capable of affording the type of products on offer. And most people own homes, which drives the demand. Whenever the population of our country owns a house, then the demand for our products and services will increase. And temperatures vary significantly within our country, so definitely customers will be pushed to go for double glazing, especially during colder time periods. And windows and doors must comply with government rules relating to safety. So this indicates, as I mentioned earlier, this indicates the fact that this industry is heavily regulated, both in terms of safety and at the same time achieving sustainability. And several builders buy windows and exterior doors from Shinyglas. So as I mentioned earlier, since the 2000s, up until the 2000s, we were only engaged with B2C relationships. But since the 2000s, we have also expanded our operations towards B2B relationships. So we are supplying our products to a set of construction firms within Templand as well. Okay, so let's try to figure out how we operate as a business by looking at our operations. So we purchase a certain set of raw material and component from different set of suppliers. We are purchasing UPVC and aluminium frames. As I mentioned earlier, when manufacturing the frames, you can use wooden frames, UPVC or aluminium frames, and Shinyglas is only utilizing UPVC and aluminium frames. So we purchase these frames or the UPVC and aluminium to manufacture frames. We purchase them from a third-party supplier. And we are also purchasing sealed units of glass from a third-party specialist supplier. And we are also reliant on suppliers when it comes to purchasing fittings such as brackets, hinges, and locks. So let's try to figure out how we manufacture these double glazed windows and doors within our premises. So we are involved with 100% in-house manufacturing, and we manufacture our own frames. So what we do is we purchase UPVC and aluminium, which is needed to manufacture frames from third parties. We cut it up according to customer specifications and make our own frames within our own factory. And we have only one single factory, which is based within Templand itself. And finished doors and windows are sold pre-assembled and ready to install, because as I mentioned earlier, when it comes to installation is handled by third parties or third-party suppliers. So because of that, we are not involved with providing installation services. Instead, we are involved with the manufacturing of the finished product, which is the double glazed, which are the double glazed windows and doors. And once we are done manufacturing the finished product, installers come into play and they proceed towards installing the double glazed windows and doors which we had manufactured. And when it comes to our company, Shinyglas recommends UPVC frames for homes and aluminium for commercial. Why is this the case? Because if you look at commercial properties, there are huge window panes because there are huge displays. So because of that, these windows are heavy. So it's best that you rely on aluminium frames, which has the capability of holding on to these huge window panes. However, that is not the case when you look at homes, individual homes. The windows are smaller, the doors are smaller. So because of that, we recommend UPVC frames within homes. And considering all this information, the probable syllabus elements which can be tested at your exam could be pertinent to business risks, which appear under your P2 syllabus. So there's a lot of, as I mentioned earlier, there's room for a lot of changes within this industry. And whenever we are trying to diversify, as I mentioned earlier, we are hell-bent on being innovative, developing new products. Whenever we are doing something new, whenever we are trying to diversify into a new market, we will be exposed to business risks. So you have to have the capability of understanding the risks experienced by Shinyglas, and at the same time suggest mitigatory action to avoid these risks in the future or manage these risks in the future. So you have to be conversant with your knowledge pertinent to identifying and managing business risks. Then stress testing will be tested, especially concerning our financial forecasts, or in other terms, budgets. So you have to be conversant with budget stress testing, which again falls under your P2 syllabus. And you have to be conversant with value chain analysis. Why is this the case? Because as I mentioned earlier, we are well known to offer value for money. So when trying to offer value for money, we have to get rid of non-value adding activities. And the best tool to utilize to get rid of non-value adding activities with the intention of reducing our costs and at the same time improving quality is to rely on a value chain analysis. So this will definitely be tested at your exam, given the fact that we are offering value for money. And your knowledge pertaining to balanced scorecard will be tested, because as a company, we should not only focus our attention towards financial performance, we should look at non-financial performance elements as well. So we have to think about whether we are satisfying our customers, whether we are trying to improve the efficiency of our internal operations, and at the same time, whether we are investing on innovation, which indicates the fact that we are future ready as a company. So all these elements will be tested at the exam. There's absolutely nothing for you to worry, because we have covered these elements within our 6 mock exams. All right, so let's look at how we conduct our marketing activities. So as I mentioned earlier, we rely on traditional marketing. So we do our marketing via our website, which is new type of marketing. Where when we are marketing via our website, we cannot consider it as a traditional method. However, looking at an overall sense, we spend a lot of money on traditional marketing means. So via our website, we offer all product information to our customers. So whenever we introduce a new product, we update our website with necessary information, and customers have the capability of getting in touch with us via our website. And we rely on TV and newspaper adverts. That's exactly why our marketing costs are extremely high, because TV and newspaper advertisements are extremely expensive compared to modern methods of marketing, such as digital marketing or website-based marketing. And we also rely on customer referrals. So whenever a customer brings in an additional client, we will offer discounts to our existing customers. And as I mentioned earlier, we are relying on traditional methods of advertising, and there is no indication of digital marketing within this Preseen. So definitely this will be tested at the exam, because as I mentioned earlier, when I was taking you through the industry dynamics, I mentioned the fact that there's a lot of digital transformation which has impacted this industry. So companies has opted to, in this day and age, companies have opted to virtual showrooms and whatnot. So we are not offering these services. We are not focusing on conducting digital marketing initiatives. So definitely the use of digital tools such as business intelligence or big data analytics, which are intended to be used for marketing, will be tested at your exam. So be prepared to face a scenario which tests your understanding about the use of BI and big data for marketing purposes, given the fact that we are not relying on these digital marketing methods. All right, so let's then try to understand how we conduct our sales operations. We rely on a set of salespeople, 550 in total. So we rely on 550 salespeople, and these salespeople are not employees of Shinyglas. Instead, these individuals are self-employed. So this type of a relationship exposes us to pros as well as cons, or advantages as well as disadvantages. The most prominent advantage is the fact that we can easily hire and fire these individuals. So we need not spend a lot of time and effort on recruitments. However, the disadvantage is the fact that we are depending on external staff. So these staff members are representing us in the eyes of customers. So if they do something which is against our brand identity, which is against our business model, then it impacts our brand as well as our company in a negative manner. So we are not in total control of these salespeople, because these are self-employed individuals. And these salespeople receive initial training, and when we recruit them, and twice a year, every 6 months, we offer them training. So when carrying out our training initiatives, we constantly keep these guys reminded about the type of service they should offer. And on top of that, we share technical information with them. Additionally, whenever we are introducing a new product, all product information is shared with these salespeople via these training sessions, which are held every 6 months. And Shinyglas provides sample windows and doors with the salespeople, so that a salesperson can visit a home and show to the customers the type of products which are offered by Shinyglas. And when visiting a salesperson and trying to convince when visiting a customer and trying to convince a customer, these salespeople are supposed to use their own cars and laptops, which is a disadvantage for these salespeople. I will explain why this is the case. And these salespeople are trained to measure the spaces and recommend doors or windows that meet customers' needs and safety. So this indicates the fact that we are totally reliant on the capabilities and skill set of the salespeople, because if they screw up the measurements, then it will reflect badly on our business, badly on our reputation. So that is exactly why we provide training every 6 months to make sure that we constantly keep reminding our salespeople about what they need to get right when it comes to measuring the spaces and when it comes to recommending doors and windows to customers. And we are paying them on a commission basis, and our payments to these salespeople are extremely higher, considering the national average, which leads to better motivation. However, these salespeople need to visit up to 80 kilometers from home when visiting a customer. So let's assume you are allocated a customer which is 80 kilometers from your home. You'd have to travel 80 kilometers, and you would have to come back again traveling for 80 kilometers. So in total, you'd be traveling for 160 kilometers. So you'd have to bear the transportation costs. You'd have to commute to the customer's premises using your own vehicle. So you'd have to bear the diesel or petrol costs involved with transportation. And we are not reimbursing travel costs. So because of this fact, salespeople will definitely be pushed to seal a deal in the first visit itself, which leads to aggressive sales tactics, which might work against our brand. Because when someone is trying to aggressively sell something without trying to satisfy the customer, without trying to understand the exact needs of the customer, when someone is trying to sell something to a customer, then it leads to bad reputation. So considering this information, considering the fact that our success depends on the salespeople, rather than dealing with self-employed individuals, it might be better to go for full-time recruitments, or to have our own set of full-time salespeople. So a possible exam scenario which can be thrown at you at your real exam is with regards to recruiting full-time salespeople. And if such a scenario appears within your question or within your exam, then your knowledge pertaining to managing people will be tested at your exam. So you have to be conversant with how to conduct a recruitment process, and on top of that, how to provide leadership, how to manage conflicts when dealing with full-time employees, all these, how to improve their motivation levels. All these things will be tested at your exam. Again, we have covered these elements within our mock exams. Also, we rely on an online diary system, and we utilize this diary system to allocate work to our salespeople. So salespeople will enter their availability for visits within this online diary. So let's assume I'm free tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. So I have to mention the fact that I'm free tomorrow from 9 to 5. And in order to do so, I have to include this information, or I have to update the online diary system. And regional sales managers who are full-time employees of this company, I'm going to talk about them in a little while. Regional sales managers who are full-time employees of Shinyglas will allocate sales leads to salespeople. And on top of that, call center staff can also access the diary to make appointments, because as I mentioned earlier, customers can get product information via our website. And at the same time, customers have the capability of placing an appointment via the website itself. So because of that, the call center staff should also have access to the online diary system. So this makes sense. And once a customer query comes our way, these call center staff will inform the regional sales managers, and the regional sales managers, according to the availability of salespeople, will allocate sales leads to salespeople. And customers prefer weekends or weekday evenings when it comes to sales visits, especially given the fact that they are at home towards the weekends or towards the evenings on weekdays. All right, so that's how our online diary system operates. And let's try to get an understanding about the sales approach which our salespeople should adhere to. So the salespeople, as I mentioned earlier, has a good understanding about the type of products we offer, and at the same time, they have at their disposal a price list of various different products on offer. And when visiting a customer, a salesperson is supposed to determine the order size and the customer budget before finalizing the price, because there's a lot of discounts on offer within this industry. I'm going to talk about it in a little while. So although we are providing a price list to our salespeople, this is not a static price. We do not charge standardized prices. Instead, the salespeople, considering the size of the order and considering the budget of each customer, the salespeople can determine the sales price on their own. And salespeople encourage customers to spend more to benefit from quantity discounts. So, rather than fixing, 2 or 3 windows, if you can fix all windows within the customer's premises, the quantity is higher the quantity, better the revenue for the company. So because of that, salespeople try to push customers towards quantity discounts, so with the intention of generating higher commissions. And when salespeople are achieving higher commissions, our revenues will increase as well. And as I mentioned earlier, salespeople try to persuade customers to purchase during the first visit itself. Why is this the case? Because you are spending a lot of time on travel, and you'd have to spend some time to convince a customer, and no one is reimbursing your transportation costs. So because of that, it makes financial sense for salespeople to drive a sale or finalize a sale within the first visit itself. And this leads to, as I mentioned earlier, aggressive sales tactics, which is not too good for our reputation. And salespeople are authorized to give discounts up to 60%. So these are significant discounts. That's why I said we are not relying on standardized pricing. Instead, there's a flexibility on offer to the salespeople, which enables them to offer discounts up to 60%. Why 60%? Because this is a highly competitive market. There are a large number of smaller players within this industry which are trying to undercut main players like us. So because of that, in order to compete with these smaller players, there's a lot of discounting going on within this industry. And although salespeople can offer discounts up to 60%, we are not paying any commissions if discounts exceed 45%, which indicates the fact that the salespeople will not go below a discount which is 45% to the standard price. And every sale, including discounts, must be approved by a regional sales manager before signing. So this will definitely lead to conflicting situations. Because, for instance, let's assume a salesperson visits a customer and agrees to a 30% discount. However, before finalizing the offer, you have to get in touch with the regional sales manager. And when getting in touch with the regional sales manager, if the regional sales manager disapproves a 30% discount, instead asks the salesperson to offer a 20% discount, then this leads to lost sales. Because when you have mentioned the fact that we are ready to offer a 30% discount, but all of a sudden when you say, okay, I can't offer a 30% discount, I'm sorry, I'm only going to offer you a 20% discount, this leads to customer dissatisfaction, and the salesperson will definitely lose out on the client. So this type of internal dynamics will definitely lead to conflicts between the regional sales managers and the salesperson. And as I mentioned earlier, due to this heavy discounts due to this commission structure, as well as due to the fact that each discount should be approved by the regional sales manager, will lead to high pressure sales tactics, because the salesperson or the salespeople will always be under intense amounts of pressure, because no one is reimbursing their transportation costs, and because of that, they're trying to seal a deal within the first visit itself, and they have to get approval from regional sales managers, which might lead to conflicts in the future. So all these things leads to a situation where we are alienating ourselves from our customers, which damages our reputation. So there are some hiccups in the way in which we conduct our sales, and the relationships between the regional sales managers and the salespeople. All right, so then let's direct our attention towards the type of windows we manufacture. There are three main types of windows on offer, which are a single glazed unit, and we also manufacture windows with two openings at the top, and a window with two opening sections in the middle. So you need not, since you are playing the role of a senior finance manager, you are located at the middle level of the organization, you need not gain a good understanding about the technicalities of the products on offer. These are the responsibilities of someone working at the operational level. So this is below your pay grade. So you need not have a good understanding about the technicalities behind the products which we offer. Okay, then let's direct our attention towards the commission system in play. Our commission system is designed to discourage discounts, because when we are offering a discount, the sales price definitely decreases, and based on the revised sales price, the commission is calculated. So if a salesperson wants to achieve a higher commission, then it's best to offer the least amount of discount. It's best to go for the highest sales price, because when the sales price increases, so would the commission. So the commission system is designed to discourage discounts. And as I mentioned earlier, the discounts should be approved by the regional sales managers. And the maximum sales commission these sales people can achieve is 25%. And this sales commission, which comes out to 25%, will be paid in its totality when the customer agrees to pay the full list price. And if a discount is offered which is beyond 45%, no commission is paid to the salespeople. And there's an issue due to this, sales price structure, because there will be significant variations in discounts offered by various different salespeople, which will lead to inconsistent pricing for customers, leading to confusion and dissatisfaction. So let's assume a certain salesperson gets in touch with one single customer, and another salesperson gets in touch with the same customer, and these two individual salespeople or salespeople are offering different prices for the same product. So this leads to a situation where the customer will get confused, because it's the same product, same company, but the prices on offer are quite different. So this will lead to a situation where customers will not trust us, and when they do not trust us, it will impact our reputation in a negative manner. So there's something wrong with our pricing system, but we have to adhere to such a system because we are relying on our salespeople. So if we rather than relying on part-timers as salespeople, if we recruit full-timers, then we can go for a static pricing system, which is totally aligned with the needs of our customers as well as our company. Okay, then I explained this point earlier. Let's look at the payment system. So we are trying to understand how our salespeople are paid. So after regional sales managers approve an order, customers are supposed to pay a 5% deposit to the salesperson, and the full payment is due when installation is completed. And out of the full payment, 25% is paid to our salespeople. And Shinyglas works with a finance company to arrange loans for customers. So we are trying to offer additional services to our customers because these are expensive home improvements. So customers usually opt for loan financing. So we are helping the customers to get in touch with a finance provider. And because of the fact that these finance companies are getting access to customers via us, these finance companies pay us a commission. So we are generating money by selling our products to customers, and at the same time we are generating money by via the commissions which we gain by dealing with finance providers. And Shinyglas shares a commission with the salesperson as well. So part of the commission which we get from finance providers is shared with the relevant salesperson. Why? Because it is the salesperson's responsibility to recommend a customer to opt for loan financing with a finance services provider. So considering this information, your knowledge pertinent to IFRS 15, revenue from contracts with customers will be tested at the exam. And the issue with this type of payment system is the fact that salespeople will try to close a sale and push a customer to opt for loan financing without considering the financial situation of the customer. Why is this the case? Because since you are getting a commission from the finance provider, the salesperson will definitely push the customer to opt for loan financing. So this is legal, yet it's unethical. And if our customers get to know the fact that we are receiving a sales commission from the finance providers, then this will lead to distrust. And when they don't trust us, this leads to bad reputation in the future. All right. So these are the issues with this commission structure, which we enjoy with the finance providers. Okay. So let's look at what our regional sales managers are up to. Although our salespeople are part-timers who are not our employees, the regional sales managers are employees of Shinyglas. And these individuals are based at our head office. And the regional sales managers allocate sales leads to salespeople. And when allocating sales leads, successful salespeople are given a priority which makes sense. And experienced salespeople are supposed to deal with commercial customers such as construction firms, because it makes sense to send experienced salespeople to deal with B2B relationships or to deal with construction firms. And salespeople report to regional sales managers, as I mentioned earlier. And the performance of salespeople are evaluated based on the amount of sales they generate, which makes sense. The discounts offered, lower the discount, better it is for us as a company. So lower the discount, better it is for the salesperson as well, because then he or she will get a better commission. And also performance is measured based on the percentage of sales visits which result in sales, which again pushes our sales people to seal a deal as fast as possible, which leads to aggressive tactics, sales tactics, which is not too good for our reputation. And also their performance is measured based on the proportion of customers applying for a loan, utilizing the recommendations which we offer. And this also leads to an unethical situation, because rather than thinking about the financial situation of the customer, the needs of the customer, when we push a customer unnecessary towards loan financing, then our reputation is on the line, especially if our customers get to know about the fact that we are receiving commissions from finance providers. Okay, then let's quickly go through what happens with regards to installation. As I mentioned earlier, we are not carrying out installation. Instead, we rely on third parties. So installation is carried out by 40 independent installation companies. And when these companies approach customers for installation to install these windows and doors, they are supposed to travel in vehicles which are carrying our logo. And on top of that, their staff should be attired in our logos. They should wear t-shirts which carry our logo. And the operations department allocate work to these independent contractors or independent installers. and their performance is evaluated based on customer feedback, which is the right thing to do. And more jobs are allocated to the best type of installers out there, or the type of installers which receive the best type of client feedback. And these individuals are paid on a job by job basis. And looking at the installation process, an installer will visit a customer's premises to see whether the measurements are accurate and whether the design is aligned with the needs of the customers and the regulation. And if there are any redesigning costs due to any issues with measurements, or if the designs do not comply with the local regulation, then these changes, the costs related to these redesigning elements will be deducted from the sales commission enjoyed by the salespeople. So the salespeople should do their job properly. They should have the capability to measure accurately. They should ensure the safety, or whether their offerings comply with the safety regulation of the locality. If not, their commissions will decrease if the installers have to spend money on redesigning. And the operations department will send the design to the factory. Once the design is finalized by the installers, it will be sent to the operations department so that our factory can proceed towards manufacturing the relevant double glazed windows and doors. And then once the finished good is at the disposal of the installers, they will complete the installation process. And when dealing with commercial builders, we need not rely on installers, because they fix their own windows and doors, because they rely on competent staff members. So considering this information, possible exam scenarios which can be tested is with regards to recruitment of full-time installers rather than relying on third parties, which might expose us to quality issues. It's best that we rely on our own set of employees. So that could be a possibility, or something which the board intends to achieve in the future. If so, your knowledge pertinent to managing people, which falls under your E2 syllabus, will be tested at the exam. All right, so I hope you gained a good understanding of your industry and what happens within your chosen company. Everything looks to be fine, but there are issues as well, especially when dealing with the salespeople, and there are issues pertaining to the relationships between our company and the salespeople, and there are some unethical elements within our business as well. So all these things, considering all these things, scenarios will be thrown at you at your real exam. You need not worry. All these scenarios, as well as the relevant syllabus elements, are covered within our mock exam. So I invite you guys to watch the 3 remaining Preseen analysis videos as well, to gain an in-depth understanding of what appears within the entire Preseen document. All right, so based on these on your Preseen, we have come up with top 10 issues which can be tested at your exam. So there could be a scenario where we are opting for an acquisition. So it could be a situation where we are acquiring an installation company, or a glass manufacturing company, or we might be acquiring a smaller player of the industry, or we might be acquiring a player which is offering smart technology. So all these things can be tested at the exam, and based on this acquisition, you'd have to carry out your evaluations pertaining to how it will change our business model, whether these investment or these acquisition processes are going to be profitable for us. So your knowledge pertinent to investment appraisal will be tested, the business risks involved with pursuing an acquisition. So you have to have the capability to identify the business risks and suggest mitigatory action. So all these things will be tested at the exam. And there could be another scenario where we are opting for diversification, could be a related diversification where we are trying to go for smart glasses, smart solutions. If so, aligned with such a diversification, definitely we'd be exposed to a lot of risks. And again, you'd have to have the capability to identify risks and come up with mitigatory action. And as I mentioned earlier, we are conducting our own internal manufacturing processes. When doing so, we might be exposed to operational issues. So expect to see questions which highlight operational issues pertaining to the way in which we conduct our manufacturing operations. So as a finance manager, you should have the capability of identifying these issues and providing mitigatory strategies. And we definitely will be there will be questions pertaining to people related issues, especially given the fact that there will definitely be issues between the regional sales managers and the salespeople, and there could be issues between the salespeople and installers as well. So when dealing with these people related issues, your knowledge pertaining to human aspects of the organization, which falls under your E2 syllabus, will be tested. And we are operating within a highly regulated market. So your knowledge pertaining to legal issues and how we can fall in line with regulation, what type of stakeholders we are supposed to deal with, how to manage these relationships. All these things will be tested at the exam, and your knowledge pertaining to sales and marketing will be tested because of the sales method which we are reliant on, and we are not relying on digital marketing as yet. So definitely digital marketing, and due to the implementation or introduction of digital marketing, how our internal dynamics will change, how our business model might change. All these things will be tested at the exam. We are relying on so many players, different types of suppliers. So your knowledge pertaining to supply chain management will be tested at the exam. We are operating within Templand at the moment. However, in the future, we might opt for a foreign expansion. And when going international, again, we'd be exposed to a lot of complexities and risks, forex movements and whatnot. And, you'd have to be considerate about the financial implications of going global. So all these things will be tested at your exam. And as I mentioned earlier, whenever we are doing something new, it will change our business model. So you'd have to evaluate between the current business model of the company and how it changes, considering new initiatives which the company intends to carry out in the future. And since there's regulation pertaining to sustainability and carbon emissions within your chosen industry, your knowledge pertaining to integrated reporting will definitely be tested, because we should not only report about our financial performance when operating within this type of an industry. We have to focus our attention towards reporting about non-financial performance as well. That is what integrated reporting is all about. So we have evaluated each element in depth, and aligned with each scenario. We have highlighted how your knowledge can be tested. So go through this set of slides to gain an understanding of the most prominent or probable scenarios which can be thrown at you at the exam. And based on each element, you'd understand how each syllabus element can be tested at the exam. And we have covered all these elements within the 6 mock exams which we have developed. All right, so having said that, it brings us to the end of the Preseen analysis session. I invite you guys to watch the remaining videos which come under the paid content to gain an in-depth understanding of what appears within the entire Preseen document. So we are happy to say that we achieved a 95% pass rate for the MCS exam concerning the August sitting. And, you can achieve a first-time pass if you stick to our study plan, because according to our study plan, you are supposed to work on a weekly basis. So the next week or the upcoming week is dedicated towards the Preseen. Complete watching the Preseen analysis videos, go through the annotated Preseen on your own, refer to the industry and financial analysis slides on your own, complete all your Preseen related preparations, so that in the upcoming week, which is week number 3, you can focus your attention towards attempting mock exams. And once you have started attempting mock exams, you need to be extremely conversant with the Preseen document. So with that in mind, complete all your work focused on your Preseen within this week, so that you can start attempting mocks next week onwards. All right, so having said that, it brings us to the Q&A. So I'm going to pause the recording. All right, folks. So thank you for those questions. I hope I addressed everything. So if you want to contact us, you can get in touch with us via our website, which is www.study@tcs.com. Go to our website and click on the contact button and drop a message so that our admin staff can get in touch with you via email. You can also get in touch with us via email, which is via info@study@tcs.com, or WhatsApp us on this number. And I invite you guys to follow us on our social media handles, especially YouTube and TikTok, because the recorded versions of the weekly webinars and workshops will be uploaded to our YouTube handle. And via TikTok, you'd gain access to a set of videos, which is a good mind map of the entire Preseen. So on your way to office on a daily basis, keep watching these TikTok videos over and over, so that you constantly keep yourself reminded about what appears within your Preseen document. So having said that, it brings us to the end of tonight's webinar. So thank you very much for joining the Preseen and industry analysis session. I hope you gained something out of this session, and always make sure to attend next week's webinar for sure, because it's the most important webinar out of the four webinars which we have scheduled, because you will be learning answering and time management techniques, and you are supposed to replicate these techniques over and over when attempting the 6 mock exams, with the aim of championing these techniques. If that is the case, you will never run out of time at your real exam, and you will have the capability to structure answers which are totally aligned with the requirement, and at the same time, structure answers considering the theoretical elements which you have learned via your E2, F2, and P2 syllabi. So I hope to see you guys next week at the third webinar. So thank you very much for joining. And I hope you go through the Preseen within this week and finish it off, so that you can focus your attention towards mock attempts from the third week onwards. Thank you for joining. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.